Good morning, flower friends. It is Lisa Mason Ziegler coming to you here from southeastern Virginia as we are preparing for the upcoming snow that's supposed to start in just a few hours. And I thought I would just offer some words of reassurance on cool flowers, as well as to say, honestly, this is the clearest line in the sand we've had in a long time around here about whether your covers should be up or down, right? So first, to clarify, the way that we use low tunnels is not so much for cold protection, but to enhance the environment, right? And to protect our seedlings and stuff from varmints, deer and rabbits and squirrels, and mainly for really to just concentrate winter sun and to protect from the wind. So they do not stay up during any type of frozen precipitation event, right? Frozen ice, snow, covers come down. And so what I wanted to just talk about, so Andrew is out there picking up just the covers, right? We're leaving the hoops and the rope and the bags down, the weight bags. And so why are we doing this? What I have learned after so many years here, and this is very specific to our area, is we will classically, they're calling, we could get 12 inches of snow this afternoon, which is going to stop the world here in southeastern Virginia. We're not prepared for that. But let me tell you what's classic is that we will get snow, which would collapse all those tunnels. That's why we take the covers down. But the reason that we're picking them up is that classically here in just a few days, all of a sudden all the snow will melt. It's still going to be cold as heck out and wind potentially blowing. And if we leave the covers in the garden, they're going to be frozen down on the ground with the bags frozen on them, and we just don't have any options. You absolutely destroy your row covers working with them when they're cold and frozen. So we have learned that when we know that we have frozen precipitation on the way, snow or ice, we take the covers down. If we're still in the dead of winter and I look to the 2 week and it's going to be cold as heck, just not that my cool flowers that I plant won't take our winter cold, but I want to enhance them. I don't want them to just survive. I want them to thrive, right? So to have the option to be able to cover them again after the snow event is over, you have to pick them up. And that's what Andrew is doing. So he's just moving the weight bags off the row covers, leaving the weight bags and the hoops out in the garden, ready for the snow to start. I think it's supposed to start around 11. And then they go on the golf cart, and we will the golf cart lives out in our equipment building. And so where it's, way above freezing. So those covers are not wet yet. That's the key. You learn all these lessons, right? The last time we picked them up, they still had frozen stuff on them from a previous event, and then they all melted in the building, which was not a big deal, but it was a mess. So we've learned taking our covers out of the garden so that we have the option. Y'all, that's a big thing about me is I am always thinking backup plans. On everything from life to business to cash flow to the garden. It's like, that's why we do insurance seedlings, right? By us having those covers not frozen out in our garden, I have options now. So if our snow melts enough that all of a sudden, because snow is a great insulator for plants. It's not that I'm not recovering them with the snow deep out in the garden. It's when the snow starts to melt and then we drop down into the teens, and that's just they just get enhanced. And what you need to know about row covers is once they get cold and frozen, there is no working with them. Not only are they incredibly stuck together, and so you just don't have any options once that happens. You rip the heck out of your covers, speaking from firsthand experience. So friends, I don't know where you are if you're bracing for snow. It's a pretty big event. Businesses are closed, and I also want to remind you that particularly businesses, I have an online business, and so weather actually enhances our business, right? I mean, people are sitting at home and, they start learning and shopping, and that's wonderful, and we thank you so much. But I just was at my hairdresser yesterday, and I mean, she was sick because they're going to have probably be closed now for like 4 or 5 days because if we get this big snow, and how impactful that is. So if any way for you to help support local businesses that don't have online presence, do whatever you can do, because it is hard, y'all. Being in business is hard, right? It's really hard at certain times. And so I just wanted to remind everybody that never before have we had such a clear time that yes, covers definitely come down. Imminent snow is coming. And if you want the options to be able to cover in the future days, then you have to take your covers in. And yeah, it takes probably an hour for Andrew to do this, but that is 1 hour of really for the future, right? So, friends, that's all I wanted to come on here and say. Remember, I'm coming on at 12:30 for Ask a Flower Farmer, but I just didn't want to miss this opportunity of Andrew actually doing it. And frankly, it's pretty cold right now. I mean, we're down in the low 20s. I hate uncovering cool flowers, but they'll be all right. And the snow will start, and then they'll be snuggled and insulated underneath the snow, and all will be well. And so, friends, I'll see you at 12:30 for Ask a Flower Farmer. Ciao.